Hi, my name's Talion and welcome back to my story. I've started a brand new playthrough, this time on my PlayStation 5. This is my first time ever making videos on a full playthrough, and we've already met some amazing characters. We've had the pleasure of meeting an army of Larrys, a receding hairline Gondorian, the Serpent, the Survivor, the Amputator, and most notably Baga the Obsessed, who is now confirmed to be my Nemesis and is all the way up at level 52 already. I haven't even learned Elven Light yet, so subscribe now so you don't miss any episodes of this full Shadow of War playthrough. Alright, we have left Minas Morgul, we are now in Ungol, and look at the snow. What a warm welcome I'm getting from this place. I've left the Larrys to fend for themselves for now. I've also left my nemesis, Baga the Obsessed. Let's have a little wander around this new region to see what kind of captains are already here. And also, look at this, lads. We finally have access to the slave orcs, and oh my god, that one is absolutely amazing. But sadly, it looks like he's got intel. In fact, he's already running.
Why are you running?
That must mean he knows some pretty juicy details about some other orc captains.
I don't think so.
Mine trust!
Let's see what he knows. I always go for the middle orc whenever I'm in a new region. Let's see what that guy looks like. Oh yeah, he looks awesome. He's like a goddamn spike Caragor, antler head. Badass. Oh, but this slave would have been so goddamn cool. He looked awesome. Oh well, there will be more. And speaking of that, I think I should just immediately make a slave captain. I think that should be the first thing that we do in this new region. And I think this lad wants it right here.
I am no longer a slave, but this scar earmarks me forever. Even slaying you won't change that.
The first bit of slave orc captain dialogue. Let's see what he's gonna become though. I'm excited for this. Oh, he's black painted. What? Slaves are always white painted. Wow. Is he gonna become like, just the branded? Okay. I mean, I think that's probably the first captain that you have to have whenever a slave orc kills you. But look at that, dark assassin, and he's become black painted rather than white painted, which the slaves are classically known for. Okay, I did not expect that. Lovely to have a dark assassin roaming around this area. Not terrifying at all. Okay, we've got our first slave orc. I'm gonna start to head towards the next quest. Knife in the dark, because the game doesn't really properly start until you're able to dominate your own orcs. Just checking around to see if we've got any...
I'll follow you to the end of Middle Earth, just so I can witness your end.
Baga the Obsessed, my nemesis, has already followed me here. That did not take very long. I've only been here for like one orc being created and he's already followed me. Who is this?
Fair odds for you. 1 against 1. Whoops, he meant 1 against 2. Wrong again. It's 1 against 3.
Oh my word, my first encounter with decoys as well. That is awesome. I am not ready for this fight. There is too many of them, but I'm gonna goddamn try. Let's at least take out some of these decoys. We need to bear in mind for a second that Baga is level 50. The default level that the orcs are currently becoming is level 16 and he's level 50. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna peace out, mate. I'll see you later, Baga. Lovely to have you in this new region. Ooh, hang on a minute. Who's this? Only level 9. Brawlmaster, bald orc. That could be an easy skill point right there.
Wonder if them Gondorian
I just need to try and take this orc out without alerting Baga to my presence. Okay, that's taken off half his health. Let's lay a few arrows in. Oh, he's done. That was goddamn easy. Now I just gotta get the hell out of here before Baga sees me or hears any of the commotion. Okay. I think I've ran far enough away that my stalker is nowhere near me now. Let's take a look around. Who is this guy right here? Ah, the Graug Catcher. He looks pretty cool. Well, let's go test out just how squishy this guy is gonna be. Okay, he's got quite a few Caragors here. I am just gonna take out this one quickly. Then I'm gonna move on to the rest of the lads here. He doesn't seem to want to go for me too badly. Could be a little bit more easy.
It was a cowardly move. If you want to kill me, you'll have to do it head on.
Pretty boring dialogue there, I'm not gonna lie. He's very weak now, just gotta get, there we go. Boom, the execution, my word. the sword right through his face. After I pull my sword out of the back of the skull of the Graug Catcher, I am hit by one of his runts that sticks around. And oh my word, he becomes an absolutely amazing orc.
Quicker than I thought it would be. I thought there'd be a lot more taunts and threats. You know, what do you call it? Banter back and forth. Seems to me that's what's missing from most fights these days. Everyone's so keen on bashing each other's brains in, they hardly say a word to each other. Interesting that, isn't it? What do you think? No, I don't care what you think.
Oh, that was amazing. He almost sounds like he's Irish or something, and like he definitely has to be the Gab, which is an Irish word. He's definitely going to be the Gab, 100%, 100%, yep. Crook the Gab, and he even looks like Bagger the Obsessed. Am I making a theme here where all of my favorite orcs have this helmet? After that, I very nicely and friendly interrogate this orc to find out about this captain known as the Stalker. On my travels, I meet my second yellow-painted orc, the Exterminator.
Yes! I do love a good stomping.
I start fighting him, but ultimately I actually don't want to kill him. I want to recruit him. He could be a team leader in a future Civil War series. If you don't want to miss that, then make sure you subscribe here. And also go and follow my Twitch so you don't miss a live stream. After running away, I cleanse Sauron from this tower, and I interrogate another orc, this time revealing the Diseased. Look at his little pickle jars he's got there. We then come across a type of enemy that I had actually completely forgotten about up until this point. But thankfully we are saved by our pet dog. I am then a little bit concerned at just how much it takes to put down this Olog. My dog then walks up to me and wants to lead me to an orc captain who was a little bit mean to him. I think he kicked him or something. Anyway, this orc is known as the Assassin, and from this point on, we'll be hunting him down. But first, I just gotta take my dog for a walk.
I was with a rock the last time I saw you.
But we didn't.
Gollum leads me all the way to some graffiti that the assassin had left. Spicy. Beside that confusing bit of graffiti, I find a suffering orc, one of the assassin's victims.
Tremble before me!
After interrogating the victim, we find out some information about the assassin. It turns out he is mortally flammable. I put this lad out of his misery and then I head on over to where the assassin was last seen. He is very flammable, but he's standing in an area where there is no flames at all, no barrels, no fireplaces. But he is also dazed by Morgul flies, and there is loads of them around here. I shoot the first nest and it comes crashing down over his head, causing him to go into a dazed panic. I rush on up and start landing blows. One of my attacks seems to snap him out of it as he slides across the floor right underneath another nest. After he's dazed again, I keep landing more blows until the fight makes it onto the stairs where he ultimately meets his end. I thought that I was landing the finishing blow there, but apparently he was swarmed, which makes me think the game is gonna bring him back as one of those fly blight guys. We say goodbye to my dog, and then I gain a very, very important ability, Elven Light. Honestly, it's about time we got this. Gaining this skill leaves me hungry for more, so I hunt down some nearby weak, boring captains.
I got payback for sneaky ranger tricks.
Starting off with this level 15 spear-throwing ear collector. He honestly doesn't even look much like an orc. He looks more like a sort of broken down 45-year-old Englishman. He's been working as an accountant and has an absolutely miserable marriage. After the poor accountant is put in the ground permanently, I find an Olog wandering around. And I decide now is the perfect time to make our first Olog captain.
I always wanted to attain rank, and now I will.
And he rises up to become the Skinner. Initially, I was a little bit disappointed in this, until I started to think that maybe the skin he's wearing is actually Talion's skin. I think if the game put some kind of markings on it that made it obvious that it was indeed Talion, it would add a whole new level to this Olog. Also during that, the disease was taken out by the black-painted branded slave orc. Much to my disappointment because that Nurgle orc had little jars of pickles or something. After that, I discover that I am now getting online vendettas. I go and I take a look, but ultimately I decide not to do it because I haven't even unlocked the domination ability yet. This reminds me that if there are any PlayStation players, then please do join my Discord, because I've made a new channel page where PlayStation players can share their ID along with rare orcs that they're going to create vendettas for. So if you're a PlayStation player, then get on over there and share photos of your rare orcs that you'd be more than happy to make vendettas for. I then get killed by a ghoul just to see if the game is broken enough to make him a captain. Sadly, it doesn't do that. Although watching this animation, it really made me think that the game definitely could have released some kind of DLC introducing goblins to the game. All they'd have to do is basically just reskin the ghouls. I then reveal another captain. This time it's a very badass looking Nightbringer. And I start the mission to hunt down our very first warchief. After meeting up with Baranor, we go off on a little orc hunt together. Look at that, best friends. Eventually all of this stealth killing leads me to the Haunted, one of the warchief's bodyguards. And he is mortally vulnerable to being stabbed straight in the goddamn torso. After finishing the mission, I get the ability to summon in my very own group of Larrys. This marks a huge turning point in my Middle-earth story, as I can now announce that I am assembling the League of Larrys. I think it's about time we show these orcs what the League of Larrys can do. We take on this group of orcs and the Larrys do absolutely amazing. But I'm still not doing very much damage to the Ologs. Thanks to my newly formed league, I gain many elven dollars. I then think to myself, are the league strong enough to take out an orc captain? If I weaken one of them down, is a Larry gonna be able to finish him off? I check the map and I find an unknown captain nearby. Me and the League of Larrys are a wrecking squad, carving a path through Middle-earth, on our way to find this captain, who turns out to be Grook the Great. Actually a very good name.
Maggot! Now this won't do. I'll invite others. The more, the merrier.
And he takes the liberty of summoning in his own League of Spear Throwers, actually quite a lot of them. I dive on in head first, filled with confidence from my Larrys, but I get downed almost immediately by one of the spear throwers. They've put up a rage banner, which is still very annoying even when you're max level, so whenever I'm this weak, it's gonna be a real pain in my ass. I destroy the rage banner and move to help one of my Larrys out. But whenever I do that, a spear thrower gets me, and that's the end of the story because I forget that I am insanely weak.
Can I thank you for my promotion?
Honestly, from my POV there, it looked like I just died to nothing. Roog is thrusted into the world of captaincy and he chooses to become a doctor, a surgeon. But unfortunately for him, the way that this happened just didn't feel right to me. I feel like I went down with no fight. I feel like the Larrys aren't truly tested yet, so I hunt him down, all the way to one of the outposts where he's having a bloody feast. I sneak into the camp, take out one of the archers, and then I proceed to blow up every single barrel of grog. With the feast now up in utter shambles, I jump on in and have a conversation with my doctor.
And I bled the life out of you the last time I killed you.
Yep, that's about the average conversation that I have with an NHS doctor. With the surgeon now weak, I summon in the League of Larrys, but a wild Caragor jumps on him. I can't have these Caragors stealing my Larry's kill. But rather than fighting the captain, the Larrys seem to be more interested in taking on the grunts on top of the arena. I reunite with them and I lure the surgeon over here. One of the Larrys runs in and tries to land a sneaky blow on him as he's climbing up. This particular Larry even tanks one of his spear throws. I thought for sure that would have killed him. And then the stars align. Just as he's lunging with his spear, Larry lands a blow, finishing off the surgeon. This is the first Larry to ever get a kill on a captain. I would go as far to say, in the world. I'm the first person to do this. I've never seen footage of anyone else doing this, so I'm claiming it. This Larry is a goddamn legend.
That is amazing.
This lad is gonna go on to help me defeat every single... He's on fire. Larry! He's dead. He's... Larry, no! Why does this keep happening to all of my favorite Larrys? Oh no.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The only way I can get over this is by looting the various gems and elven dollars left over by the dead orcs. I also spot this little station over here, and it reminds me of a certain orc. Maybe we'll be seeing a version of him in the future. Still not cheered up after the fall of the legendary Larry, I head over to have a conversation with my most charismatic orc.
You there! Ranger! Seems to me I already killed you, unless I don't recall properly, but no, doesn't seem like the kind of thing you'd misremember. Where you left your knife or what you had for breakfast, you could get confused on that. But killing a man?
I fight him for a little bit just to see if I can beat him, and I most definitely can. But I don't really want him off the board yet, so I'm gonna see you later, Mr. Gab, alright? Thank you so much for cheering me up. As I'm leaving, I come across some important lost documents. I think it's a list. I use it to identify this orc, the crippler. I think he's pretty goddamn boring, so he's definitely on my hit list. I then purify Sauron out of this tower, and then I stare up at the sky, pondering the meaning of life. Doom! Some lightning goes off, and I take that as a sign. I've got a brand new captain to make right behind me. Let's take a look. I try to attract over just these two slave orcs, but unfortunately a whole gang of lads walks on over. After a big fight, I decide to let the runty orc on top of the Caragor get the final kill. Mainly because I actually don't think I've ever made a captain this way in a video.
Can't refuse me promotion after I show your corpse.
Yeah, I don't think I have. That kill cam on top of a Caragor looked very strange to me. Skakuga rises, weirdly enough not on a Caragor, and he becomes the cave rat with the glowing eyes, which is actually one of my favorite types of orcs. Then, very annoyingly, the crippler takes out the Nightbringer. That is a mortal sin in my Middle-earth. A boring orc taking out a cool orc. The cheek of it, the nerve of it. This can't stand. The crippler has to be dealt with. I track him down to my favorite part of this region. I think this is such an underrated area. Look at how cool it is. I very slowly and meticulously climb my way up to the platform. I charge at the crippler, managing to land the stealth strike.
What's the matter? Afraid of fighting face to face?
I hit him with an execution, and then I summon in the League of Larrys to help me finish the job.
We'll stand together!
The Larrys begin to pepper the crippler, but they're also at the same time absorbing his blows, and his weapons are covered in deadly poison. Right when I think the Larrys are about to get him, the poison takes over, and they all go down. I then finish off the crippler in the weirdest kill that I think I've ever done. I sweep his legs. I then have to stand there and watch the poison take over the League of Larrys.
Simple one! You've gone too far! He was mine to kill! Now, I'll have your head instead.
This really isn't the time, Clever. I just had to sit there and watch my League of Larrys get their insides melted by poison. I proceed to fight this trickster orc on top this platform, but I'm tired and emotionally drained from seeing what happened to my Larrys. I try to jump over him, but he breaks my vault. As I get up, a grunt hits me from behind. And you know the rest of the story.
Death is the beginning of my rise to power.
He rises up and becomes Hork the Hornblower, another boring orc that has no place in my Middle-earth. But before I deal with that, I head on over to continue the story missions. I need to grow stronger. And right when I'm doing that, I get ambushed by the Gab.
You there! Yes, you! I mean you! That's right, you! Ranger! You gotta be careful in Mordor, haven't you? You never know who's got a big brother, keen for revenge.
Alright, Gab, see you later, mate. We head back into the goth spider mummy Shelob's lair. She whispers in Talion's ear and then shows him a glimpse of the future? What the hell is this spider lady? The vision scares Talion so much that he immediately has to go and find his best friend, Baranor. Once reunited with Baranor and a gaggle of Larrys, we head off to take out the archers before confronting the warchief.
The lovely smell of men. Nothing is sweeter. Together we will crush their defenses and grind them to dust. Together, as captains and warchief united, we together.
The Larrys are so obvious, look at them. Baranor starts to rain down hell on all of the orcs in the pit fight arena. I join in and then jump down to confront the warchief.
You must be the fool who killed my bodyguards. The blood of man-swine will flow into my belly today. I'll drink yours first.
But would you believe it, the first time that I do this, it doesn't exactly go to plan. Look at this image. What exactly do you think could go wrong here? An orc captain is apparently taken out there, but it doesn't actually show his name. He just kind of slow motion falls. Then I get an amazing conversation with this poor captain.
See what you've got. So far, I'm not impressed.
After that, while fighting both of them, I'm down for the first time by the Heartless, lunging across the pit fight arena. I counter it, and then after that, I'm trying to run back to Baranor to get some help, but he doesn't really seem interested in fighting the warchief. Continuing to fight alone, I take out Mozu. I love how these captains are so weak they don't get full titles. Not to be outdone by me, the Heartless takes out the other bodyguard, Douche. And while this is happening, I am hit by a rogue spear. And that is my last life. Sadly though, we're not going to see what kind of orc captain this runt would become. I retry the mission and thank God for merciful checkpoints. The Heartless walks in again and Baranor goes sicko mode. This time I headshot Douche immediately. I find out that the warchief has a soft head, which Baranor capitalizes on. The Heartless is then just completely mauled and surrounded by Larrys. But of course I move in to get the final blow in this epic slow motion camera shot. Even though there's two no-named captains left, it kind of just ends. And we get another glimpse of the legendary receding hairline Gondorian. After that, Baranor leaves in a cool way and Celebrimbor judges us for hanging out and having fun with our best friend.